Very pleased to have with us on the program right now the winner of the 2011 NRA National High Power Matches, Carl Bernosky. And Carl, thank you so much, sir, for coming on the program tonight.
Oh, thank you for having me on, Cameron.
Hey, it's my pleasure, and congratulations on your win. This is your 9th national high power title. First of all, I'm just amazed by that, Carl. How many years have you been going out to the national matches at Camp Perry?
My first year at Camp Perry was in 1976, and between then and now, I've shot it 17 times.
Wow, 17 times, 9 national championships. That's pretty incredible. So tell us about this year. I mean, what were your expectations going into the national matches?
Oh, I expected to be on the top of the list somewhere. I was shooting good. Our training was going real well, and it's always depends on what other people shoot. When I go to Perry, I'm prepared to shoot a good score, and it all depends on who else is prepared to shoot a good score and what they post and who comes out at the end.
All right, now the championship itself, as I understand it, is a 2,400-point aggregate of the Vandenberg Cup, the Nevada Trophy, and the Clark Trophy. In each of these sub-aggregate competitions, 4 matches shot at 200, 300, or 600 yards?
Correct, yes.
Wow. And I've been out to Camp Perry. I mean, you're right there on the shores of Lake Erie.
Beautiful place.
It is. It's absolutely a gorgeous place to shoot. But you're fighting the weather out there, Carl. I mean, so what were the conditions like for you as you were shooting this year?
We had pretty good conditions this year. Again, we had great conditions last year. This year that we had a little bit of wind pickup. Scores were a little bit lower than normal, but you're right on Lake Erie. You're always going to get big winds there, and so you're going to have to shoot in the wind at some time during the day. But the nice thing about Camp Perry, as far as the wind goes, it's fairly consistent, and it usually always comes from one direction. So there's the other ranges in the country that are tougher when you get fishtailing winds and everything. But Perry you can have big winds. We didn't have any big winds this year.
Well, that's good. So the last day of competition begins. And you're actually tied with Rodrigo Rosa. Tell us what happened on the last day.
We were tied going into the match, and it was, it's one of those last days where you can't afford to drop any points because, Rodrigo was shooting very, very well, and he had won the first standing match. I'd won the second standing match, and we're going to shoot a standing match that day, and it was time to shoot a good score, and I stood up and tied Gary Anderson's national record that stood for 40 years. It's a record that I've looked at for 40 years, and I always thought I could shoot the score. And boy, what a stage to shoot it on! And that just made the rest of the day for me.
So, how does this national championship compare to the 8 others that you have taken home over your career?
Oh, they're all nice. Anytime you can stand on the podium and get the medal, it's and on that stage, it's a great feeling. But I won it in '77 as the youngest shooter, and now I'm the most seasoned, as you could say, and it's amazing to me that I can continue to shoot as well as I do, and I think I'm at the top of my game, and every time I go out, I shoot a little bit better somewhere. It's amazing, even to me. For people who've never been out to the national matches, what would you tell them, Carl? Why should they go? Because this is what the NRA is about. The NRA has been running the national matches for I think 108 years. Camp Perry's had them for over 100 years. That's where our firearm industry has been built by competition shooting, and Camp Perry is the crown jewel of it. And you get to see, you can start off in early July and see the pistol shooters, then the small bore shooters come in, and then the service rifle shooters come in, then the national match course shooters come in, the long range shooters come in. It's been like that, and it's something that I dreamt about when I first started shooting. Our biggest shooters in the area went to Camp Perry. I started off thinking, boy, will I ever get to shoot there? And it was a goal of mine, and it's a great thing for myself that I can get out there and compete and actually win. Yeah. Well, listen, I congratulate you again, and thank you so much for coming on the program tonight, Carl. You going to be back there next year? I'm going to be back next year. All right. We'll see if you can get number 10. Thank you so much, Carl. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Cam. You too. Carl Bernosky joining us, the 2011 NRA National High Power Champion.